Okay, so I have here the Joker 4K Steelbook from Best Buy. This was $20 off when I got it. Not $20 off anymore. It's $35 again. It was probably just for, Black Friday through Cyber Monday, I'm sure. This is just one. There's a couple of Steelbooks. There's one with slightly different artwork, but you can't really get it anywhere unless you want to spend a lot of money on it. Anyway, so here it is. Here's the cover. The spine just says Joker. It's very simple. The back, him in that fantastic suit. I love this suit. And then the inside is just him putting on his makeup. This set does come with a code for an HBO Max subscription, but it's just for the standard 2-week trial, which anyone can sign up for. It's not a discount for the first month or 2 months or 3 months, which would make more sense to me, and it would make it more worth it to use. I mean, I'll probably use it anyway, just because that's an in. But it is kind of silly that they just made it the standard 2-week subscription, and then of course you gotta pay for the rest. Anyway, this is a very, very nice Steelbook. It is glossy and smooth, which I like. I prefer those to the matte finish ones, which are a bit rough. So first things first, the picture on this is gorgeous. It looks just the way I saw it when I saw it in the theater, which, by the way, was projected in 70mm. I saw it at the Seattle Cinerama on a very big screen. They have a very, very large screen. I think it was part of their 70mm film festival, which of course they didn't do this year. The cinematography on this is absolutely gorgeous. It's the same cinematographer Todd Phillips used for his Hangover movies and most of his other films. But with this one, it's very, very interesting because it's a very colorful movie, but it also looks very dark and dreary and drab throughout most of it. There's no real difference in any of the scenes. And that doesn't happen very often. Usually it's just one way or the other, dark and drab or colorful. But this had both of those. Plus, it looked a little soft and dreamy. So there's the picture for you. The picture quality is great. Even though this was shot on digital and I saw it projected on film, going from digital to film is not quite the same as going from film and then scanning into digital. But it still looks really, really good. And as for the movie itself, It's a very good movie about mental illness and the way we treat mental illness, particularly in this country, social class, the way the rich treat the poor, or at least the poorer. I don't think it really matters how poor someone is. Just stepping on everyone and telling people that they don't matter. And I remember when it first came out, so many people could not stop talking about what's real and what isn't, which doesn't really matter. That's not the point of the movie. In fact, I think if you focus too much on what is real and what is not in this movie, you're basically proving the point of the movie, which is that we just brush aside these issues. And one thing I could never help but notice is that it's probably a little too clever for its own good. It is a clever movie, and it's done well, but it becomes a little bit too ambiguous in the scene where Arthur shuts himself in the fridge. He cleans out his fridge, and then he shuts himself in it. And in that scene, there's a phone call from the detectives, and then it cuts right to another phone call, him getting another phone call to be on the Murray Franklin show. And I think that's where it kind of derailed a little bit. But if you think about it, that's okay, because that's not really the point of the movie, as I just said a couple seconds ago, knowing what is real and what is not real. The movie is just this mentally unstable guy telling a story from his perspective. And that brings me to the Oscars. Should this have won Best Picture over Parasite? I think maybe it should have. They're both very, very similar films. They have to do with class, mainly in their respective countries. I remember seeing Parasite. Parasite was at a small local theater. I went with a friend of mine, and it was good. It was very funny, and it also dealt with class issues in a very interesting way. But I think ultimately it was a movie that it's common. This is a common thing where a director just seemingly doesn't know how to end his movie, so he just does whatever the heck he wants and makes it as crazy as possible, which is what happened. It's a fine movie. I don't think I'd buy it. It's out on the Criterion Collection now and on 4K elsewhere. But I think this one, despite a few moments, and like I said, being a little bit too clever for its own good, was a bit more focused, and it probably should have won. I'm still kind of on the fence, but I don't really agree with the fact that Parasite won Best Picture. But that's okay. That's just me. Actually, no, it's not just me. I think there are other people who do believe the same thing, probably for fewer analytical reasons, though. All right, so that's Joker on 4K. This is a fantastic disc. I wish there was commentary on it, but it looks beautiful. The artwork is great. Well, artwork. I mean, obviously that's just from the movie. Either it's a still from the movie or a production still. I can't really tell, but it's just from the movie, which they like to do a lot. So do you think this will be a turning point for Todd Phillips, going from comedy to character-driven drama? He certainly seems to have the talent for it. Even though it's $20 more again, I would still recommend getting this, especially if you really like Steelbooks. Okay, thank you very much.